Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to My Life in Audio Engineering, where I talk about my life in audio engineering, creativity, positive messages, and positive affirmations for all you creatives out there. Today, I'm going to be talking about what can a freelancer or a person that's working from home do in order to meet people. That's one of the questions that I had for the longest time, ever since I became, a full-time podcaster and content creator is, I'm always going to be stuck at home for the most part, working on creative projects. And it's real hard to meet anyone, to be honest, just, working from home for the most part. And starting off, I never really had a pretty in-depth social life to begin with. I didn't really find it too important at the time, and I feel like, I should go out of my way to make it a little bit more important to my life now, make it a little more priority. And what I'm finding out now, it's real hard to, meet people, especially when you're in your 30s already. Like, trying to meet new people and make new friends, it's harder. It's a lot harder. And in my case, since I'm always home, like, I gotta find different ways to meet people that I don't have, like, more creative ways in order to meet people. Because certain people, they have 9-to-5 jobs and whatnot, they go to school. It's a lot easier for them to meet people because they're kind of forced into those interactions. Well, what's a guy like me who's like an introvert who works from home? Like, how do I go about meeting people? And, I've looked on various sites online and found like different things I could do in order to meet people. And, I'm going to talk about that today. So for anyone who out there who has the same question as I do, they'll be able to reference back to, I mean, granted, you can go on Google right now and search all these ideas, search for all the tips. But what I want to do is compile it in a spoken word format for you guys who may be listening to my podcast in the car or something along the lines of that, And all right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. So one of the things that you can do, as a creative working from home who feels like you don't have a lot of chances to interact with people nowadays since you're living at home, and working from home, is talk to your existing network. Like, talk to some of your friends who may know other people that you might potentially want to link up with, as far as professionally. They could be your greatest resource in order to get that happen. And all you gotta do is just say, hey, I'm looking for these type of people. Like, do you happen to have anybody in mind that would want to, network with me or work with me? Or, something along the lines of that, And it doesn't even have to be work related. It could be like, hey, I'm looking, to, talk to these type of people. Do you know anybody? Do you have anyone in mind? Most of the time they'll probably be happy to help you out. So ask those people. Ask your existing network. Second thing that I found while searching on the internet and actually incorporating this with myself, there's this app. I'm not sure if it's an Android app as well. I use it for my iPhone. It's called Shaper. That's SHAPR. Basically, it's a social media site to me, or to network with yeah, you can totally just use it to network with people, because people put their job title on there, what kind of like people they're looking for as far as like professionally. And hey, you never know, it might turn out to be a good friendship, so that might be something that you'd like to do. Yeah, so don't deter away from that. It could be a valuable asset later down the road. And in my experience using Shaper, I was able to network with a few people. I gave out my number. I told a few musicians to check out my podcast, and offered my audio mixing skills, and left my contact info with them. And hopefully it turns into something. But it's all about planting those seeds. You got to plant those seeds in order to get the rewards. You're increasing your chances, your odds, it's law of averages, man. That's all I can really say. You got to plant as many seeds as possible, in order to make it into this world. You can't just like throw all your eggs in one basket. That cliche saying, don't throw everything in there. You got to diversify. You got to do all you can, in order to make it into this world. And if you just focus on one thing, it might work out for you. It might, but personally me, I am focusing on one thing, which is audio engineering, whether it's podcasting or mixing or anything of that sort. But that doesn't mean I can't diversify and say, hey, I want to work on some post-production. I want to like put my name out there as being able to do post-production. Why not? Or shit, like I got hit up a couple of months ago to help with this lady's YouTube channel that I helped out at my prior job. We just started talking about like YouTube channels and whatnot, and that conversation came up saying, hey, I want you to help me with my YouTube channel. And now I'm pretty much consulting for her YouTube channel when I have time, so you never know. So Shaper's another good one. Meetup.com. I signed up for an account, but I haven't gone out of my way to go to any of the events. So if you don't know what Meetup.com is, basically it's another social media site for, like the title says, meetups. Like, so any sort of like hobby or interest, and they'll have like meetups for people who are interested in that sort of thing. So let's say you're into photography or scenic photography, or there's one for YouTubers. They'll have events. People are like hosting these events, and it sounds pretty cool. I just haven't gone out of my way to go to any of these events. Yeah, but it's a matter of time where I will. It's a lot harder for me to jump into something along those lines by myself. I really would like another person to go with me, so it's not awkward. But that's something I need to get past. And I know a lot of people who are probably listening are on the same boat. They can't just like go by themselves. It's such a weird thing. I could go to the movies by myself, but like if I'm going to a social gathering and I don't know anyone at that fucking place, like that's difficult for me, and that's something I need to get past. I know that for sure. Yeah. A lot of people out there are probably saying the same thing. Like, oh man, I don't know if I could do that. But yeah, once I start doing that, I'll tell you guys all about it. Talk about my experience with that. I have signed up for a few groups on that website pertaining to audio production and photography, because I like photography too. I don't exactly call myself a photographer, really. But that's one of the hobbies I do have, and I have a lot of hobbies, you know. Being an introvert, like you find a lot of things that you're interested in, and at least for me, as an introvert, I take those more into priority than my, relationships, and that could be a bad thing, that could be a good thing as well, or some people might say otherwise, but you got to do what's best for you, Like if that's something you want to do, spend most of your time on your hobbies and your interests, more power to you. I love that stuff, I don't believe that like I have to like spend time with people all the time, in order to be considered normal. You know what I mean?
Yeah, other than that, that's all I have for you guys. I appreciate you listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and have a good day, guys. Later.